All right. Well, welcome to the call, everyone. It is April 20th, 2018. My name is Dr. Curt Ficenec, and I'm up in beautiful, sunny North Dakota. The snow is melting. We had a wonderful day, and everything's just going great. It's a lot of fun to be working with people and helping them build their businesses. We're seeing amazing growth. Again, this month, the team is having some amazing growth, and we've been just seeing things growing since really well, it really started a couple of years ago, but last summer it just started growing with the age bill. And I was talking to Aaron earlier today, and Aaron and I were talking about some of the things that are happening in America and Europe, Japan, Australia, and seeing a lot of amazing growth going on, not just with our team, not just in any one particular country, but really across the globe with everything, and a lot of that growth is due to the success of the age bill, and so we're gonna push that a little bit and see what we can have happen if we push it really hard for the next few months, maybe the next couple of years as we see things growing. So Aaron Rennert, welcome to the call, and I know I'll have you here for a few minutes discussing things. Aaron is the Vice President of Sales and Marketing over there at Sisel. I think that's your current title. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, and Aaron, we were talking earlier about the I guess the rewards, the loyalty rewards points. People have been asking me about it, and I said, I really don't have an answer on that yet, and so today you were telling me what's cooking with that. If you'd want to share with everybody what's happening with the loyalty rewards, we'll start there.
Yeah, sounds good, Doc. It's interesting because, and hello everybody. First off, I want to make that clear. Thanks for, number one, taking time out of your either evening or morning, depending on what part of the world you're in. But I certainly appreciate each one of you getting on these calls with Curt Ficenec each week and spending time making sure that you're continuing to bring your people here. It's a good venue for you to have an opportunity to spend time with other like-minded people. So again, I welcome you and thank you for being on the call. It is interesting, as we've gone into this new platform in the back office, as everybody knows, we've had some challenges, and of course, those challenges continue to get better and better in terms of getting fixed on a daily basis. I met with Thomas Maurer this morning, Junior, the third, whichever one you want to call him, and just had a great update. And we've actually assigned him to be the project manager and really start working on the task list and the priorities. And so one of those priorities that we're very close on making sure that we have the information for you is based on the loyalty rewards program. And that program is something that we found out after you weren't able to redeem your points, how absolutely beneficial and what a big, great program that really was. So one of the things that we've been working on is trying to get that up and running for everybody so that you've got a loyalty rewards program and that everything's up and established. One thing we've been doing, and this is something that Curt and I talked about earlier, is that we have been tabulating all of the results over the course of the last few months that you haven't had access to them. We just hadn't displayed them because we didn't have a way to give you guys the ability to redeem them. Now, in July, we're going to a new shopping cart, which will allow us to help you go to an automated system. In the meantime, we're still dealing with a non-automated, more of a manual process system. And so you guys should see here within the next week or so a display that actually shows the amount of points that you currently have that will be available for redemption. And then on the flip side of that, again, like I said, we'll be working on a program to help you redeem those through most likely customer service or through an email that would go to customer service with an order, and then we have the ability to manually input the discount taken on the amount of points that you currently have to redeem. So we're working, at least on our side, on a very aggressive program to help get that done. On the flip side, we want to be able to show and let you know and gain your confidence back that those are in the back office, they are in a display, so that you have the ability to see those points and know that we have been keeping track, even though they haven't been shown anywhere. We had hoped, obviously, that we would have this program by the end of last year, and we're told that it was going to happen and didn't realize that our back office provider was actually going to a new shopping cart, and that was taking them time to get done, and they wanted to code towards that. So again, that's probably more than you wanted to know, but the fact is that you will be seeing that, or those points for redemption probably here again, like I said, in the next week or so. Curt, back to you.
Okay, well, thanks, Aaron. I appreciate that. And then, we were talking a little bit about as far as like people being able to understand the comp plan, and I'm just really trying to simplify it for people that you don't really need to know in depth what happens when you're a 10-star, a 9-star, any of that kind of stuff when you first get started. I mean, really, like you were saying, Aaron, if people could just figure out how to get the return on their investment, and then how to get their product for free, and how to go beyond that, and maybe make a life-changing event. And if you could share with us a little bit about your knowledge of that and what you've shared with other people on various conference calls and meetings.
Well, I'd love to. I mean, one of the things that I really started promoting a number of years ago was the 5 steps to success. And 5 steps to success, in my opinion, is really the easiest way to understand the compensation plan, because we'll just talk about 3 of those steps today, which I know Doc Fiz is going to get into a lot deeper. But as Curt and I were talking while we had some time this morning, we literally were just chatting about the fact that how do we get people's product for free? And I said, one of the things that I used to talk about is let's take it step by step. Let's look at the return on the initial investment that you put into your business, because ultimately it's your money. It's your investment into your business. And so the first thing that any business wants to do is to get their money back. So we start there and try to understand, okay, so what's my first step? If I can get my return on investment, I know that it makes it easier for me to understand, okay, so now what's the second step? So let's take it step by step. What I was talking about was the fact that one of the fastest selling packs that we've got in the world right now is a 2-pack of the H pill. So I know that, and I have to speak, from the American side here. I know that in America right now, the 2-pack of H pill is $120 US. So I bought a 2-pack. It gave me a discount of about $10. And so I come in and I'm excited, and so now I've got to figure out how to get that back in terms of understanding what Doc Fiz is talking about. And so I know that I've got to bring 4 people in at or above the same amount that I came in at, just to get it back based on the Fast Start bonus. Fast Start bonus is going to pay me 25%. So I'm going to identify 4 people that I know would want to be on the H pill and have them purchase at or above the same amount. So that's really step 1, and it makes it real simple if you can understand it that way. And that's what Curt was talking about. I think a lot of people like to get excited and try to understand, okay, so how do I start with the compensation plan, and what do I need to do to get to 10-star, and how many is it going to take? And it seems so overwhelming. Well, let's start teaching them from a real basic standpoint. Let's get the return on investment. The next one is, and this is what Curt was talking about mostly this morning, is, okay, so how do I make sure that each person gets their product for free? And that's one of the things that he'll go over in a few minutes. But when you think about that, the product for free, we used to always say, and I've always said it literally since I came into the industry, that and started working for Tom, if I could get everybody to get their product for free, to not have any cost in terms of product on a qualification monthly, because what I was earning was covering it, I've done my job. That's really what we ought to be thinking about. Every single one of us should be thinking about how do we help each person in our organization get to a point where at least what they're building in their business is covering the cost of their product. Organically, it'll start to change anyways. Organically, it'll start to get to a point where they're earning more, obviously, if they continue working and supporting their teams. But that would be step 2, is let's get the product for free on a monthly basis, not have to pay for the qualification. And Curt's going to go through some of those basic steps, but working backward on the math. And then we talked about Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins made a statement a number of years ago where he said, in every household that I can look into, a $500 increase in income would be a lifestyle change for that household. Now, this takes into consideration the average household, average income, doesn't matter the market, doesn't matter where in the world you are. That $500 would actually give you the ability to see a lifestyle change. And what is that lifestyle change? Well, for some people, it may be the ability to go out on a date night once a week, every week, for the rest of their life. For some people, it may be the ability to afford a little bit more in mortgage or rent. For some people, it may be covering the cost of an automobile, a new car that they need or want. For some people, it may be saving up a little bit of money on a quarterly basis for a vacation. So again, some of those things that people don't take into consideration are things that there are many people that would love to know, how do I make that lifestyle change, and what do I need to do in order to get that lifestyle change? And so what Curt is going to go through tonight and tomorrow morning, sorry for some of you that are ahead of us, what he's going to go through is some of the basic details on how to work backwards to get that lifestyle change. And when you think about that lifestyle change, you have to take into consideration, if we're basing this on $100, 100 US dollars, just to make it easy, 100 points. If you're basing it on 100 points, you start working backwards in the math, trying to determine you've got $600 that you want to get to, because $500 creates a lifestyle change. $100 takes care of your monthly qualification and your purchase of your products that you want. That's kind of an average that we can use. But how do we actually get there? And that's part of the process, because again, each one of you should be looking at this as, how do I get my business from a red into the black? I want to make sure that I'm profitable. If I'm in business, obviously I don't want to be non-profitable. My goal is to obviously always be profitable. And so again, we're taking steps to ensure that people have that opportunity to take those first steps in order for them to get to a point where they are profitable in their business. And I love that. I love this plan. There are certain steps after this that obviously start to work towards people. But when you're setting your goals, literally think about it from the standpoint of the newest person that's just coming in the door. How do you create duplication? There's a method to this business, and each one is a stepping stone. And I want to get that return on investment. I want to help you get your product for free. And then third step is, I want to help you get a lifestyle change in terms of your household. I want you to have opportunity to do things that you never thought you could do, because at your job today, guess what? Yeah, raises are not all that common. Big raises are definitely not all that common. Trying to leave another job is a scary idea, but having a secondary source of income all of a sudden opens up all kinds of new thoughts, ideas, and channels that you didn't have in front of you before. And that's really part of the process, is I want to sell you that vision. I want to teach you that vision. I want to share with you the hopes, the desires, and the dreams that you have, to give you that chance to take a step in a whole different direction. So really, Curt, I'm not sure if there's anything else you want me to cover on that, but I'm just absolutely interested in, in learning a little bit more about how you take people through those steps as well, in terms of the numbers of people and in terms of what they need to do to work backwards on, again, just using the easy number of 100 on how they'll be able to get there based on the current compensation plan. So I'll turn it back to you.
All right. So just wait. So you mean when I bring somebody on board, I don't have to explain to them what a 10-star is?
Absolutely not. I mean, the first thing that I'm going to say is that that number one, it's way too overwhelming, and people will look at it and think, I can never do that. And so immediately they're self-defeat. They're defeated before they even walk in the door. The second thing is, I don't care who you are. Not many people are going to get to that number in a short amount of time. This is not a sprint, folks. This is a marathon. So what we really want to do is do what I would consider to be the baby steps. And it doesn't mean you're a baby. It doesn't mean you're brand new to anything. It means you're brand new to this company, Sisel. So I want to take you through some real basic steps so that you need to, or that you can understand. Let's start with your first point. Let's go to the next point and the next point. Let's stop there for a minute, take a breath, and then put our strategy together on how we get to step 4s and 5s and 6s and 7s and et cetera, because that's part of the process.
You bet. You bet. Well, thanks, Aaron. I really appreciate it. And I don't know if you're going to stay on with us, but if you do, if you got any extra points as I'm going along, just jump right on board, okay?
You got it. I can't wait to hear it.
All right. Thanks, Aaron. So
you got it.
Like Aaron was saying there's 3 real important dates in your Sisel career, and I really think if you look at the slide where we've got this all on slides, that the first date is that day that you see the return on your investment, your ROI. That's the date when you earn enough that you can actually say that you're in the business for absolutely free. And like Aaron was talking about, if you can do that right away, that's the most important thing. And so we'll talk about that. The second day that I think is really important is the day that you see yourself earning enough on a monthly basis that you're making enough to pay for your product each and every month. So now all of a sudden you're taking Sisel products for free. And you think, what a great thing to say to people when you're out prospecting. They say, well, what does it cost? You say, you know what? I'll have to actually go look because I don't pay for my products. I get them for free. And they're going to look at you like, holy cow, really? And so that's how I have to explain it to people. I mean, I know what some of the products cost, but I have to go look them up. I don't know. And then the third thing is like Aaron said, what if all of a sudden you can start making that life-changing event, that life-changing income where, you know, if it's a $500 a month or maybe you set your goals a little higher and you want to make 6 or 7, maybe $1,000 a month, whatever, but over and above what it took to make the products for free. So that's the 3 things that we're really going to cover tonight. And so the first thing that I say is that, you know, last night Katie and I were talking and we were trying to find out, you know, where exactly is the prices? Where's the price sheet? And so I wanted to put this up on here for those people like me that don't know what the prices of the products are. If you go to the Sisel blog, you'll see that I got it numbered there, number 1. You go Sisel blog and in your search engine and you'll come up with the Sisel blog and you go to the date January 22nd, 2018 and you find the product price sheet. Click on that and this is what you're going to see. And then when you see button number 3, that gives you the price sheet as well as the CV, which is used to calculate your commission. And Aaron, that CV, when they say the commissionable volume, that's what it stands for. That's basically the same from country to country, from my understanding, correct?
So there can sometimes be a change just based on either currencies or some of the foreign markets that cost us a little bit more to import product into. But for the most part, you're going to be able to use that CV, that commissionable volume, what we used to call bonus volume. You're going to be able to use that as your gauge to understand exactly what you're going to be paid in terms of commission. So it really is your gauge. It'll help you really determine what it takes for you to get to the next step in terms of volume and payout.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, Aaron. I appreciate you being on there yet to answer that. So what I put together here, I did some calculations this morning, and it really doesn't matter at what level you start, you know, and just for the sake of making this easy, well, we're going to talk about, like Aaron said, the most popular one, the most popular packs is the Age Pill 2-pack. So let's just assume that that's what you start with. It's got a CV of 80, and really, you know, some countries might be a little bit different, like Aaron was saying, but pretty much it's the same. When we get started, you help somebody else get started. When they come on board, you get paid a 25% fast start bonus or 25% commission on that new distributor that you bring on board. Same thing when you bring a new customer on. And so if you want to make your money back, you just simply go out and find 4 people. If you start out with a 2-pack of Age Pill, you go out and find 4 people that start out with that as well. 4 times 25% is 100%. So if you have 80 CV, then you're going to have 80 CV in commissionable volume, and so that's going to pay you back. So really, that's the first start. If you want to make the return on your investment, you want to make your money back, and you can see that if you start out with a $200 order in the beginning, you just go find 4 people that do the exact same thing, and you're going to get paid 25%. And again, I'm using the CV because you want to look at that because there's certain products like the TSX, of course, that's got a little bit higher cost compared to its CV. But most of our products, the CV and the actual cost of the product are pretty close. But you're going to find some like the TSX because it's got some pretty expensive ingredients. I mean, just the cycle of astragalonol is $84,000 per kilo. So you can see that's a pretty expensive product to make. So in order to keep the price down for everybody, the CV has to be adjusted for that. So that's why that's adjusted. But basically, when you help somebody get started, the first thing you want to do is you want to help them find 4 people that start at the same volume level that they started at, and they'll give them the return on their investment. So you can see now you've really accomplished getting into the business for free. And the faster you can do that, remember, you know, you're setting the pace for your team, and so people are going to do what you do, and they're not necessarily going to do what you say, but they're going to do what you do. So if you first get started and you say, here's what I did is I went out and I helped 4 people get started, and I made 25%, and I made all of my initial investment back, then you're going to find that they're going to do the same thing. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is that we want to talk about building an organization that pays you on a monthly basis so that you can get a free product. You can get your products for free. And I like that. You know, I grew up believing that, you know, there's really nothing in this world that's really free, right? When somebody says it's free, you got to look, where's the small print, you know, things like that. So really when I say free, what I mean is that you're making enough money with the compensation plan that really in this case free means earn. You're earning the free product. And so I just want to clarify that, because some people, when they hear that, they think the same thing. So I really like to point that out, and I think you should as well. But so let's talk about a couple of things. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is auto ship, right? When you get started, you really want to set up an auto ship. You want to set up your auto ship for that 100 PV, and what that's going to do is that auto ship means auto pay. And I haven't been doing network marketing all that long. I haven't been doing it for 20, 30, 50 years of my life, anything like that. And but I've seen people who have lost commissions because they didn't do their auto ship. They kept telling them, so, oh, I'll do it next week. I'll place my order next week. Next week comes, guess what they didn't do? They didn't place the order. Guess what happened? They didn't get it done by the end of the month. Well, you know, you can't go back. We don't have that DeLorean that could take you back in time. So just don't be that guy. Don't be that gal that does that, because I hate getting those calls the first day of the next month where somebody says, Curt, can you do something? Because I can't. So I just wanted to cover that. But how do you earn free products? So get your auto ship in. You know, let's just use the 2-pack age pill for our example again here. So the 2-pack age pill, it's got that 100 PV, 80 CV. And then you take 3 of the 4 Sisel reps that you brought on board when you first got started. Remember, you helped them get started on the product, and they bought the same thing that you did. You get them on the auto ship for the same 2-pack or whatever product, so that they have a 80 CV or the 100 PV. And what happens is that you get paid a commission. You get paid 7%. So in this case, it would be an 80 CV times 3, which is 240, and then times the 7%. And so you're going to make just under $17. Now what you're going to do is you're going to help those 3 reps, the 3 of the 4 that came on board, and you're going to help them find 3 to 4 new reps as well. And let's just again say that they're going to buy the 2-pack of the age pill. So now they're going to make enough money that they're going to get their return on investment. So now they're in the business for free. You know, that's a good thing. You're teaching them how to duplicate that. But at the same time, think about this. You've helped 3 people find 3, so you've got 9. They're each buying that 2-pack age pill, which is 100 PV, 80 CV, and they're getting paid 7% commission. So now what you're getting on that is you're getting an additional $50 in commission. So you take a look at that. So you're earning $17 from your first 3 on your first level. You get paid 7% there. And then on that second level, you're helping them do the same thing. You're getting $67. So let's call that 70. So really you're earning just under $100, which covers the cost of your auto ship. So you're earning enough to say that now you're in the business for free. I mean, you're pretty close. If you want to get exactly, help that 4th person do the exact same thing, and you're actually going to be earning enough for free. But I'm just assuming that you have a 75% success rate in helping people go out and find 3. So you've got 3 who found 3, and that's going to help you earn your product for free. You're probably going to have a couple customers in there too that is going to help with that volume, and you get paid 25% on customers. So, you know, maybe you have 1 person that stays as a customer. Boom, you're making that extra $25, and you're getting it for free. That's really how simple it is. I don't get into it too much more in depth than that, just because I'm trying to keep this thing simple so it's easy for you to explain it. So you've earned enough to get free product. You've earned enough to get the return on your investment. What's better than that, than being in a business for free and taking these products that make you healthy, make you younger? I can't see anything that's better. But wait, here's what happens is now let's get started and show you how you can actually earn enough to actually make a lifestyle change. Like Aaron was saying, Tony Robbins, motivational speaker, he said that if we could put $500 in everybody's household every month, that would be enough that they could have a true lifestyle change. So, you know, my question is when are you going to do that? When are you going to make the decision that you're going to do it? Because that's really all it is a decision for you to say, I'm going to go out and do it. So here's what I did some math this morning, and I put it onto a slide. In order to figure out how we're going to make that additional $500 a month, we need to look at a few things. First, take a look at your organization. What's the average sale per month per distributor? And for sake of this example, let's just say that your average customer is that $100 PV. So you take your total sales for the month and you divide it by the number of your active distributors, and that's going to give you a rough estimate of what your average sale is. Again, I'm going to say it again. So you take your total sales per month. So let's say that you have 10,000 in volume, and you divide it by the number of reps that you have. Let's say that you have 100 reps, right? So 100 into 10,000, that's $100, right? And so that's going to give you your average sales. So your average sale in this case is $100. You get paid 7%. So you're earning on average, in this example, you're earning $7 per average sale. So then what we're going to do is, if you want to make $500 per month, you simply divide it by 7, which is what you're earning per sale, right? And you get 72. So that's how many sales per month in addition, you know, over and above what you're already doing to earn your product for free. You need 72 additional sales per month in order to reach your goal of earning $500 over and above the free product. Again, did you see how I did that? You took the $500 and you divided it by the average commission that you're making on your average sale. So if you want to make $1,000 per month, you just do the same thing. If your average sale is that $100, you're getting paid an average of $7 commission. So you divide the 1,000 by the 7, and you're going to come up with 144 sales per month that you need in addition. So you can see, if you figure this out, kind of working it backwards like Aaron was saying, you're going to figure out how many people that you need. So step number 4 is really figuring that out and dividing it so you come up with a number of distributors that you need, and you can figure this out. You know, if you want to make $2,000 a month, you can do the exact same thing. If you want to make $5,000 a month, somebody asked me the other day, how do they make $10,000 a month? And I showed them exactly how to do it with this exact same figures. So how do you get to 72 new sales per month? Well, you know, you could go out and you can enroll 72 new distributors, right, who purchase the $100 in PV like you do each month. And then you're going to hit your goal. But really, in my opinion, you're not contributing anything to team building, and you're creating a system that's totally dependent upon you. That's kind of like my clinic. When I built my clinic, it was all about me, right? And it really had to be, because I was the doctor. I was the guy giving the treatments. I couldn't leave and ask my assistant. I couldn't say, hey, you know, I'm going to take tomorrow off. I'm going to go golfing for the day. Could you give everybody their chiropractic adjustments? That wouldn't have worked too well, right? But in Sisel, the nice thing about network marketing is that it's a duplicatable business, and you don't have to be that guy. You don't have to be that person. So in my opinion, the best way is to go out and say, okay, what do we need to do to make this so it's duplicatable? And it's team building. So go out and help your 3 or 4 distributors that you've already got started. Help them find a few who find a few. You've already helped them earn their products for free. Let's help them go out and do the exact same thing, that they can duplicate the effort. There's no reason that they can't be trying to achieve the same thing. Why not have them have a lifestyle change at the same time that you have a lifestyle change? And, you know, really ask yourself, which one's easier? Which one's more duplicatable? Which one's more fun? And really, in my opinion, you have to say it's building teams of people who actually go out and build. So you enroll 4 people who go out and find 4, and then they find 4. So that actually equals 64 new people. So you're pretty darn close. Remember, in this example, you needed 72 people. So you're shy of that by what is it, 8 people. You're shy of that by 8 people. So you could go out and do it. You could help your original 4 that you brought on board. You could help them each find 4. And then you could go one level below that, and you could help them each find 4. And that's going to bring you pretty close. You bring in a couple customers, and you've got it made, and you're making your goal. But I looked at it a little bit different. I thought, well, you know, you went out that first month and you found 4. You went out the second month and you helped them each go out and build their team, so they were getting their product for free. And now what you do, let's go and find one more. Who can't find one more? And so you go out and you enroll your 5th person, and then you help your team enroll 5, and you're teaching them the same thing, and they enroll 5. Now you've got 125 people on your team. You really, when you take a look at the volume, you've gone above and beyond what you need. But who couldn't use the extra money? You know, you could give it to your spouse. You could put it away into that slush fund, like Aaron was. Save it for a vacation. Save it for a rainy day. Maybe there's some new products in Sisel that you want to try. Maybe you haven't tried the Ripped yet. Maybe you haven't tried the Transfusium. So use it to try those extra products, or use it for business building. What if you use that extra money to buy some samples, and you start handing out some samples of the Ripped product? I was at the gym the other day, and I was handing out Ripped product. I was showing pictures of Aaron and oh, I'm trying to remember the other guy's name now. That won the contest. And I said, look at this. Look at what these guys are doing, taking this product, right? But if you take a look at it, if you go and find 5 who enroll 5, you're still only down to your 3rd level as far as your group, but you're earning $875 and off that $100 in volume. That's just saying that they're still only buying that $100 in product. You're still only buying that $100 in product. And so you have to ask yourself, you know, is it worth finding the 5 people who want to earn enough to get paid their return on investment and earn enough so that they get their monthly order for free, so you can really earn enough so you can say you're making an additional $500 a month over and above what your initial product investment was, and what your monthly charges are. So, Aaron, that's quite simply what I put together. What do you think of that?
Boy, I love it. I really do. I wanted to listen to it to understand exactly how we can teach it out in the field, and I think that's the most beautiful way. It's just comprehensive, but yet simplistic. And folks, that's really what we have to talk about, even down to the products. I know sometimes we all want to get into the deep, dark secrets of the products. Leave that to the guys like Doc Fizz. You know, we call him Doc Fizz, Dr. Curt Ficenec. Leave it to the people that really understand it, because I'll tell you this, when I first got started in the industry, I worked for, or I started obviously with Tom Sr. And so here I was listening to Tom Sr. all the time, and I heard him talk about the products the way he talked about the products. I heard him explain things to me that were kind of not really registering, because I just didn't have the ability to think like Tom Sr. does. But then when I first started getting up on stage, which wasn't too long after I started with Tom, I literally would stand up on stage and want to speak like Tom spoke. And I would really not sound very intelligent, because I was trying to do it in a way that wasn't me. And I want everybody to think about it this way. We don't have to be compensation plan experts. We have to understand it to a certain degree, and we have to be able to teach it in terms that people can understand it. And that's what just happened. So I want to get my return on investment. What does it take in terms of Fast Start bonus to get my initial return on my investment. I want to get my product for free. How many people does it take for me to have in my organization, which Doc went over, in terms of getting my product for free or covering the cost of my qualification products that I want to have every month. You can continue to up your orders. You continue to make more money. And then the third step was my goal of 500. That's an easy goal to set. As he said, you can set it for higher. I call that steps 4 and 5, by the way. But you can set it for higher, but let's start with 500. Let's get you to $500. And how do we do that? And again, like he said, you work backwards based on the average order within your organization. We use 100. We can use 200, whatever it is that you think it can be as you get started. That can be your goal, but then you just have to get into a measurable amount that you can quantify exactly how much that is. And in terms of that, real simply put, start working backwards on the math. How do I get you to 500? And then you start setting your goals higher, start reaching higher, start seeing more income. And that's the big opportunity that you have to see the things that you know you can do and achieve now, just based on, again, this real simple explanation that Doc Fizz went through. Curt, I thank you for that. That was wonderful. So thanks for allowing me to be on your call tonight.
Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate your words of wisdom, and we always look forward to having you on the call. Have a great weekend, everyone. Aaron, thanks for being with us. Everybody that joined us, thanks for being here. For those of you that are listening to the recording, watching this on YouTube, it'll be posted on the YouTube Sisel World Team channel on YouTube. It'll be up there within the next half hour, so you can share it with people this weekend. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thanks. Great call.
Thank you.